The moving finish line. You finally hit your sales target, the number you've been chasing for 6 months. It's right there in your bank account. You feel amazing for maybe 2 days. Then your brain goes, cool. What about next quarter? That's the moving finish line. It's the pattern of reaching a goal, and your brain right away raising the bar for success. The myth is that this means you're driven. That never settling is what winners do. But look at your own history. The promotion felt massive for a week. The follower count you would have died for last year now feels like nothing. The client you landed, the weight you lost, the launch that hit, all felt good for a hot second, then gone. The cost? You never get to keep a win. Good feelings don't stack up. Your brain resets to 0 every time. What to do? You can try to measure against your past self. Don't fall for some imaginary finish line. Compare this month to last month, this year to last year. The wrong scoreboard. You're at the gym. You've put in 3 months of work. You've added weight to every lift. Your form is better. Your stamina is up. But all you see is the gap between where you are and some perfect version of yourself that doesn't even exist. That's the wrong scoreboard. It's the pattern of measuring your progress against an ideal version of yourself, not against where you actually started. The myth is that this pushes you forward, that holding yourself to sky-high standards is what winners do. But here's the problem. You're comparing today's you to a made-up version that lives only in your head. As Socrates put it, know thyself, for once we know ourselves, we may learn how to care for ourselves. You can't know yourself if you're too busy chasing a fantasy. Bro, it's not useful to imagine yourself growing into the next Dwayne Johnson at the gym. The cost. The gap feels massive because the comparison was never fair to begin with. The fix. Measure against your past self. That's the only fight worth having. The highlight filter. You post every day for 2 months. 60 posts. 60 real efforts. 59 get normal traction. 1 post takes off. Congrats, you've just created an outlier. And somehow your brain decides that 1 post is the only thing that counts as real progress. That illusion, my friend, is the highlight filter. Your brain discounts small progress automatically. Only big leaps register as actual growth. Everything in between? Invisible. The myth is that only major wins matter. If it doesn't feel like a breakthrough, it doesn't count. Bro, you're wrong. Check your own history. Those daily posts built the skill to write a viral one. The reps that felt like nothing created the strength you have now. The boring consistency no one sees, including you, all invisible, all discounted. The cost, most of your progress never gets counted. Your brain filters for highlights and deletes the momentum, which is where all the compounding happened. The momentum of your struggle is the most crucial. Here's what to do. Think long term and commit yourself to doing more reps every time. And never measure your results against each rep. The social media distortion. You post a photo without filters. Then you scroll and see a fitness athlete. Perfect skin. Perfect body. So you delete yours. Because suddenly it doesn't feel good enough. That's the social media distortion. It's the trap of comparing your actual self, unfiltered, unedited, to people who use all the best filters to hide flaws in their appearance. The myth is that what you're seeing is real, that everyone else actually looks like that. Bro, they don't. Selfies alone distort your face, making your nose look 30% bigger just from camera angles. Now add filters, face tuning apps, and perfect lighting. You're not even looking at a real person anymore. The reality, nobody looks like their Instagram profile every second of their life. In fact, some even look horribly different. I mean, no offense. And, sadly, you're forcing yourself to believe that you're supposed to look like Kylie Jenner. Come on. The cost? You feel broken in a world where everyone else is fake. The fix? Stop measuring your real face against someone's edited version. That's not the competition. That's just pixels. The age deadline. You turn 25, and suddenly panic sets in. I should have a house by now, right? 35 without buying your first Audi. Did I waste my 20s? That's the age deadline. Your brain has set certain deadlines by which certain things should have already happened. The myth is these deadlines are real. That there's an actual timeline everyone's supposed to follow. That if you didn't start a side hustle in your 20s, you've failed. Check where these deadlines even came from. Your parents' generation? Some Instagram guru? Some crypto scam queen? Or your friendly neighborhood Joe who keeps motivating everyone and has a potbelly because he never went to the gym? The truth is, bro, there is no deadline. You're out of college, and this is life. It goes differently for everyone. So, that voice in your head saying you're behind? It's just tearing you down. The cost, the anxiety is real even when the deadline is fake. You sprint toward made-up finish lines and call yourself a failure for not getting there on time. The fix? Your timeline is yours. The only deadline that matters is the one you set, not the one society made up. Compare your progress to where you were 6 months ago. You've closed a new client very recently. You are not behind. And the race you think you're losing? It doesn't exist. The rest penalty. You finally take a day off after 2 weeks straight. No work. No hustle. Just rest. And the entire time, your brain is screaming, everyone else is still grinding. You're falling behind. That's the rest penalty. The pattern where your brain registers rest as lost ground, every moment not spent producing, feels like you're losing the race. The myth is that rest is for people who can afford it. That successful people don't stop. That if you're not exhausted, you're not trying hard enough. Bro, even your phone needs to charge. You think you can work out 7 days a week? Look at what rest actually does. It recovers your muscles. It rebuilds the energy you've burned. It's literally how muscles work. They need rest. And so does your brain. The cost, recovery, feels like a threat to you instead of a necessity. The fix, rest isn't falling behind. It's the thing that makes consistent growth possible. You can't compound what you've completely burned out. So, unplug. The pace obsession. So, you're learning to play guitar and trying this tune from Michael Jackson's famous song. It's been 2 months, and you haven't perfected it yet. Then you see someone on YouTube who learned the same song in 2 weeks, and suddenly you think, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. See, that's the pace obsession. Your brain just dumps your progress and starts obsessing over how slow you're moving compared to everyone else. The myth is that speed equals success, that if you're not growing fast, you're not growing at all. That if you can't lose 30 lbs of fat in 3 months, you're not doing it right. That's no good. Chasing only speed would force you on a journey that has no joy. See, the only beauty of any shortcut is it's short. There's no reason to feel frustrated when someone sprints past you in the morning. Being obsessed with pace will cost you. You'll quit things that are actually working because they weren't working fast enough. You had momentum. You had direction. But pace became the only thing that mattered. The fix? Ask yourself, am I actually moving forward? Ignore the speed. Because if you can be consistent, you'll eventually get over the finish line. If you can get through every day without obsessing over your speed. By just doing your work, you'll get in shape. The comparison upgrade. You finally buy the BMW, the one your neighbor has, the one you've been working toward for 2 years. You pull out of the driveway. It feels incredible. Then you stop at a red light. A Ferrari pulls up next to you. And just like that, your brain goes, man, I wish I could drive that one. See, that's the comparison upgrade. The moment you catch up to your peers, your brain immediately finds another target further ahead to measure against. The myth is that catching up will make the feeling stop. That once you're there, you'll finally feel like enough. But look at what actually happens. You close one gap. Your brain opens another. You match their car. Now you notice their house. The cost, the feeling of being behind, never goes away. Not because you're not moving forward, but because the target moves faster than you do. The fix, stop chasing. There will always be someone in the world that will outdo you in some arena of life. You'll never feel happy by measuring yourself against someone else. Always remember, bro, comparison is the thief of joy. The worth equation. You send an email, then you read it again. Spot a typo. Your jaw drops. Now you feel like an idiot. Like that one tiny mistake just proved you're not good enough. Bro, that's the worth equation. Somewhere along the way, your brain quietly linked your sense of worth to being perfect in every small thing you do. The myth is that tiny mistakes would ruin you, and you can't afford to concede them not even once. Look at how it shows up. You reply late to your partner, and now guilt floods in. You cook a meal and forget to season it. Makes you feel like Gordon Ramsay would throw the plate at you. Come on, bro, that is not going to happen. Chill. And your value as a human doesn't depend on never slipping up. But if you're going to have this perfectionist guilt, it's going to cost you. The cost? You force yourself to feel guilty for everything. You can't wake up at 5 a.m. You feel worthless. The fix? Your worth isn't tied to perfection. It doesn't drop with typos or missed workouts. It's fixed. It's yours. Separate your value from your mistakes. That's the only way out. The Arrival Fallacy. You finally hit 10,000 followers, the number you've been chasing for a year. You stare at the screen. You thought this moment would feel different, like relief, like you made it. But 5 minutes later, your brain goes, cool. But you know who has 100K? That guy. And he started after you. Now you want 100K followers. That's the Arrival Fallacy. The myth is that once you cross 100K followers, you won't feel sad again. That hyper-focusing on achieving your goal is everything to do in life. Bro, it isn't. The joy of achievement is and will always be momentary. As humans, we experience emotions that after a certain spike return to their baseline. See, Alexander the Great conquered the entire world because he was always focused on conquering. And when there was nothing left to conquer, he was frustrated. Some ancient people even say that he wept. See, achieving all targets or goals won't make you the happiest person in the world. Look at your own history, bro. The promotion, the relationship, the sales calls. Every time you reach a new target, the good feeling is there only for the moment. You tell yourself, once I get the job, I'll feel successful. You get the job. After a surge of dopamine, you hit the baseline again. The cost, you keep chasing a feeling that only exists in movies, and you forget that joy comes from the inside. The fix, enjoy the journey. Savor the moment. Celebrate your small wins, and think long term. The fact that you get to work on yourself and your goals is a blessing itself. Millions don't have the fortune to even try. Be happy with your current self, because chasing finish lines may just leave you like Alexander, unhappy and frustrated. Here's the thing no one tells you. The feeling of being behind isn't proof you're losing. It's proof your brain is using the wrong scoreboard. You're not slow. You're not failing. You're just measuring yourself with a system designed to make progress invisible. Every segment on this list is a different flavor of the same lie, that where you are right now isn't enough. It is. You just can't see it yet. If that moves a string, Growth Lab breaks down one pattern at a time. You know where to find it.